Ta-da!
Good morning.
Howdy doody, patooties.
Hey, have some crystals to share with you this morning.
Welcome to the Divine Fellowship. That's Pastor Janice. I'm Pastor Phil. And may
the odds always be in your favor.
Right, yeah, that too. I rehearsed it like 1 minute ago. Yeah, well, that was a minute ago. What can I say? Hi, Sandy.
Hello.
Hey,
when my son was little, he thought the three guys in the Bible story were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Instead of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
No, it's a minute ago.
No, it's not.
I'm sure of it.
No, it's not.
I'm sure of it.
So can I show you a crystal? Seraphinite. Isn't that a lovely stone? We have another.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Rochelle.
Look at this. It's got some little shiny stuff in it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Again, it's called Seraphinite. Here's another slab.
Jackie.
That's the polished side. Isn't that pretty?
May and Nancy. Hi, Ellen.
That's just the regular side. And then that polishes up and looks really pretty shiny. Isn't that pretty stuff? Seraphinite looks like angel wings. So we'll have angel wings going with us today in our journey. How's that?
What's Seraphinite got to do with angels?
It looks like angel wings when you look at the little markings in the crystal fill. You see? Angel wings. Angel wings.
Okay. Here we
morning,
go.
Everyone.
Hello. Here we are. Going to be a hot one the next few days.
Kind of cool this morning, though.
Yeah, it was kind of cool this morning. Why was I frowning? It was wonderful. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. Bless them both.
George and John.
They did wonderful things when they were alive. And they continue with their... How do you continue doing really good stuff when you're dead?
Your words live on.
Your words live on. Yeah.
Remember that. Your words live on.
Cool. So, John said, time you enjoy wasting was not wasted.
Amen to that.
So there. And George...
Poor George.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that other one.
Oh, okay.
Weather forecast for tonight. Dark. Continue dark overnight with wildly scattered light by morning.
I think those are called stars.
Very insightful. Very insightful.
And our comet is gone.
I know. But we saw it.
Yay.
We did see it. Didn't have the beautiful picture that I have seen because we're kind of in the city. So there was a lot of light, but we saw it.
Yeah.
With binoculars.
Yeah, we did.
Not real powerful ones. Cool. All right. It seems to me we can never give up longing and wishing while we are thoroughly alive. There are certain things we feel to be beautiful and good, and we must hunger after them. Mark Twain, get your facts first, and then you can distort them as you please.
People do that quite well.
They do. It's human nature. And Abraham Lincoln, smart guy. Most people are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
There's truth to that.
There's more than just a little bit of truth to that. So there's a whole load of truth to that.
A load of truth?
Well, there's another adjective that goes along with that. But yeah. Okay. Things that make you go, Life contains but two tragedies. One is not
birth and death?
Well, this is George Bernard Shaw.
Oh, go with
One is not to get your heart's desire. The other is to get it.
It's kind of like one of those best worst things.
Yep, it can be.
You know, the best worst thing. Oh, that was terrible. It never happened, but it ended up being the best thing because it didn't happen. Yeah.
A hen is only an egg's way of making another egg.
Who said that? And why do we care?
I know. I don't care. I don't get it either. But it sounded good.
Okay.
So, William Shakespeare. We know his writings. Oh, what a bitter thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes.
Now, I have a problem with that.
Yeah? Yeah?
Because it's your perception.
Yeah.
And looking at somebody else's happiness, you could be in that same situation and it wouldn't be happy for you. So,
Based on your come from.
yeah. So it's all about perspective.
Again, things that make you go, Okay. 1980 was a good year. 31 years after the Roadrunner cartoons debuted. In an episode titled Soup or Sonic, I remember this one. Wile E. Coyote finally catches the Roadrunner. He then holds up a sign saying, "Okay, wise guys, you always wanted me to catch him. Now what do I do?"
If he was a real coyote, he would sneak.
Well, there you go. Ponderisms.
Ponderisms.
Healthy is merely the slowest possible rate at which one can die.
I like to be healthy.
I like to be healthy. The only difference between a rut and a grave is the depth.
And the termination point.
Well, yeah. Health nuts are going to feel stupid someday lying in hospitals dying of nothing. I'm kind of a health nut. I mean,
No, you are a health nut.
I'm just nuts.
Well, there's truth to that.
So, okay.
But you do try to do healthy things for yourself.
Oh, always have.
Yep.
Always have.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you noticed, since everyone has a camcorder these days, this was a few years ago,
Cell phone.
no one talks about seeing UFOs the way they used to.
Depends on the circle you're in.
I don't know.
There's a lot of discussion about
Yeah.
that.
Well, whenever I feel blue, I start breathing again. As silly as that sounds,
More ways on more than one level.
That's
Yes.
exactly right. That's exactly right. Anything else going on I should know about?
There's nothing going on in the world that is worth discussing at this
You
point.
know, I've got an idea. Why doesn't everybody take the day off of reading or experiencing news? Just because something is going to create conflict in your psyche. So, just for today, go outside. Stick your hand in the dirt. Put your hand in a puddle of water and splash. Just don't look at news for one day.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the habituated pattern of angst later.
Well, there you go. Oh, you know what? Jan actually knew what she was going to do today a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's the first.
First in a long time.
First in a long time.
Okay.
Right since COVID.
I know.
Oh, wait,
One Sunday morning, a priest decided to do something a little bit different. He said, "Today in church, I'm going to say a single word, and you are all going to help me preach. Whatever single word I say, I want you to sing whatever hymn that comes to your mind." The pastor shouted out, "Cross!" Immediately, the congregation started singing in unison the old rugged cross.
One of my favorites.
The pastor hollered, "Grace!" The congregation immediately singing Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. Pastor said, "Power!" The congregation sang, "There is power in the blood." So, the pastor said, "Sex!" The congregation fell into total silence.
And
I'm pausing for
I know, and
effect. Everyone was in shock. They all nervously began to look around at each other, afraid to say anything. Then, all of a sudden, from way in the back of the church, a little old 87-year-old grandmother stood up and began to sing, "Memories.
misty watercolor.
And memories." Ha ha. Oh, that fell. Bye. You're on.
Leave me to it, dear. I can't follow that. Can I follow that? Could you follow that? I don't know. What he leaves me with. Excuse me. So today I want to chat with you a little bit about, well, a lot of different things. I've got a really cool guided meditation that came through, so it's going to take a little bit more time than normal. So I'm not going to talk very long at all. I just want to share a couple of thoughts with you, and then we'll get into that guided meditation and the interpretation thereof. So I'm looking forward to that. And that whole guided meditation is about clearing the heart. Our hearts get cluttered, and our hearts get anxious, and our hearts get full of anguish. And it doesn't even have to be our own. We can just observe and receive downloads of unhappiness, and it resides, it sticks in our heart space. We've been told the eyes are the window of the soul. So what we see, what we read, what we watch, what we notice enters our being and takes residence there, whether it's our experience or not. And being able to get clear of that is really powerful, because otherwise we get overwhelmed and we get anxious and we get discouraged and needlessly, because that might not even be our stuff. Have you thought about that sometimes? That, gosh, I was fine 1 minute and then next minute I'm just not okay. Part of that is this windows of the soul, observing and noticing, even unintentionally. And we perceive things that bring us anguish and angst. So we're going to work on that, a clearing process for that. And it's a rather in-depth guided meditation. So hang in there for that. But let's talk a little bit about this heart space of ours and how we absorb that stuff so that we can be mindful. It's important to be mindful, because otherwise we're just noticing. It's, again, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Our eyes are open. We're just seeing. We're just noticing. And even without the intent applied to it, it still registers in our being. Does that make sense? It registers whether we are noticing intentionally or not. Now, if we notice something intentionally, oh my goodness, the power of that is amplified. So the more energy we can put to noticing the things that bring us love and bring us joy and bring us grace and bring us peace, the more powerful that is, that really amplifies the registration in our awareness, in our being. But even if we're not paying attention, that stuff registers in our heart. Being registers in our body. And it can reside for years. Nothing to do with us, but it can just stick there. Because without an intentional clearing, where's it going to go? Those of us that are empathic, we tend to hang on to stuff, especially negative stuff, because our charter as being an empath is to heal. So we're not going to discharge negative energy willingly. We'll hang on to it. So being able to get clear is really important for us. To be able to jar that stuff loose and let it go is really a challenge for us. Can you feel the truth of that? Have you experienced that yourself? I bet you have. And even if you're not an empath, it's still human nature to notice and hold on. It takes a conscious awareness to release and let go. And that letting go process is really hard because it's against human nature. Human nature is to absorb, to bring it in, to draw to us, like I was talking about, draw to us what we don't have, right or wrong, good or bad. It's just human nature. And then if you're the empathic person, your energy is to transmute energy and release it. So the person that's suffering, you remove their pain, you transmute it, and then you release that, and they get a healing. That's how that works. But in the meantime, if we don't know how to process it out, then they feel better, but we don't. And that can accumulate. So let's find ways to clear that. And our process today in our guided meditation is gonna take a look at that. In the meantime, I want us to take a look at our intent. Our awareness, our intent, and focus. Because whatever our focus is, that's where we're going to be. If we're focusing on the negative, that's what we're going to see. That's what we're going to experience. That's what we're going to have. If our intent is pure and clear, that's wonderful. But without focus, it's not going anywhere. And our awareness is what helps us become alive, really alive, in this full-blown, higher mind, intensive awareness, expanded awareness. Because otherwise we stick in our primal brain, and the primal brain is fight, flight, or freeze. And that's just survival. And yeah, we want to survive, but there's more to life than survival. We want to thrive. We want to thrive even in challenging circumstances, even in difficulty. Our soul wants to thrive. It wants to bloom. It wants to grow. It wants to exist in this experience of joy-filled life. And our awareness gets us there. So what is our awareness? That expanded awareness is, oh, look. Do you ever see yourself going, oh, look? Oh, look. And this is applied to our whole circumstances, our whole world. So if you say, oh, look, it's not about me when there's conflict in the world. It's not about me. It's just conflict in the world. I get to choose how I'm going to respond to that. Or, oh, look, this is a challenge in my world. I can look at that challenge. Or, oh, look, that person is suffering. I can choose to help. I can choose to walk away. That's up to me, my choice. But I don't have to endure suffering as a result of it. So that awareness brings us present tense and takes us out of that fight, flight, or freeze, and out of that suffering mode, out of that survival mode, and into the thrive mode. That's what we want. So if we have the awareness of, oh, look, I can change me. Oh, look, there's more to life than suffering. Oh, look, there's more here than just the daily existence. Oh, look, I can find beauty in anything. Oh, look, I can be at peace. That is powerful. And our other part of our mind doesn't notice that. It can't notice that. So this expanded awareness, this higher mind, allows us to perceive that. And in that perception, that also allows us to perceive divine connection. Bless you! When we have that divine connection, then our awareness is even amplified even more. And then divine source can access us, give us insights as we're busy being aware. The universe can bring us a nudge. Divine source can bring us an insight. Divine source can bring us a connection that we didn't know, or some information we didn't know. And that will help us on our journey, especially when we have our intent locked and loaded. So that's awareness, expanded awareness. Let's talk about intent. Our intent is this choice moment. What are you choosing for yourself? Are you choosing to be happy? Are you choosing to be miserable? Are you choosing to be upset? I think there's a lot of habituated pattern present in our world where we play Ain't It Awful? Something will show up on Facebook. Oh, look at this. Ain't it awful? Yeah. It has nothing to do with me. I can't fix that. I can't change that. I can't do anything other than anguish about that. Don't send me that stuff because I'm just going to either block it, scroll past it, or whatever. I don't play that game. I don't have the emotional wherewithal anymore to devote any moment of my time to Ain't It Awful. And there's lots of people who live there, and they have to have an Ain't It Awful if they don't feel like they're alive, because it gets them all spun up. Well, spun up isn't living. That's that survival mode again, and that's stress mode. Well, you can choose that if you'd like. It's a habituated pattern. What if you could habituate a pattern to peace and appreciation and joy? Wow, wouldn't that be a much better choice? But those habituated patterns are a little hard to get rid of, aren't they? Because our intent is to stay hooked in because it feels normal. But that normal isn't your expanded awareness fulfilling your destiny. It's just a habituated pattern. So if we can look at that, we can make a new choice, and we can shift our intent. And if our intent is to find our spiritual purpose and live it, oh my gosh, that's powerful. And that shifts everything. Then our perceptions will be focused on that. Then our perceptions can bring those things into our view. it's like the road to destruction is paved with good intent. So our intent is not the only thing. Being aware is really powerful and good, but you can't have that without an intent. And your intent is really worthless unless you have focus. If you have focus, now then you can take this expanded awareness and this intent and put it to use. So your focus now gives you the next step, gives you the directive for how to implement that. Does that make sense? So we need the expanded awareness, yeah, but I know a lot of people who are expanded aware and they're airy-fairy and they don't accomplish anything in their life. They're just out there. And then there's other people who have this really strong intent and they don't get anything done. And then I see other people who are really, really focused, but they're focused on the things that don't bring them joy. So let's bring all those three things into harmony with the greater intent of having a joyful, abundant, blessed life. There's a Bible verse I want to share with you today. I've shared this with you before. It's one of my favorites. Psalms 51 verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. We get to be renewed. Well, if we didn't need to be renewed, the good book wouldn't have given us the directive about that, would they? So here's the thing, we all get off track. Don't we all? Yeah. And sometimes, several times a day, or multiple times a day, or many times a day, or most of the day, we keep bringing ourselves back, bring ourselves back, bring ourselves back. Sometimes when I first was on my spiritual journey, I would be lost for days. And then I go, why am I not happy? What happened here? I was happy and then I'm not happy. And I think back, well, about 3 days ago, there was a situation I didn't deal with. I stuffed it. I observed or experienced something, and rather than dealing with it with a clear heart, I just suppressed it. Well, that's not living in the moment, and that's not living this expanded awareness. That's just shoving it in. That's that absorbing and having it register in the physical form without having intent and awareness and focus attached to it. So when it came to my awareness, I could say, oh, that's the situation that triggered something or that locked me down. So now my awareness is expanded. Oh, look, it wasn't about me at all. Or, oh, look, I got angry and I pretended I wasn't. Or, oh, look, here's a situation that I didn't handle very well. Okay, now I moved into intent. My intent is to get clear. So with my intent being get clear, what do? Well, I can pray about it. I can make amends. I can talk to the person that was involved, or I can forgive. I can reject. I can do all kinds of things when I have that intent. So my intent is, which am I going to choose? And then my focus shows me how to do that, and I can get clear. And once I started doing these processes and becoming more aware, it would take maybe 3 hours, and then it was 3 minutes, and hopefully it's sooner than 3 minutes now, when I can see that I'm off, and I can get back to this expanded awareness, this clear intent, and the right focus. Make sense? So there's no shame nor blame if it takes you 3 months, 3 weeks, whatever, to figure it out. You're figuring it out. And you can glory hallelujah about that. And know that the more you do, the easier it gets. Because the habituated patterns are so entrenched. The habituated pattern of shutting down and ignoring was really entrenched in me. And it took a lot to break me free from that. And the goal, the focus of finding joy in my life, increased my intent of noticing when I wasn't joyful, which brought me to awareness. They all link together. The expanded awareness, the intent, and the focus. And it's imperative that they work together as a team. And one can work without the other, but they work best as a team. So getting that focus and that expanded awareness and that intent, working as a team, will grant you some really powerful energy in your journey. So let's take a little look at our guided meditation today. I hope I didn't talk too long. I didn't. Because there's a lot of stuff here. There's going to be opportunities for you to choose. I have 3 options for each thing that we see, and choose the one that feels right for you or the one that appears for you. So again, a guided meditation is going to ask you to get in that meditative state and use your awareness via your imagination. And your imagination is a great vehicle by which Divine Source can communicate with you and things that maybe you have not brought into your own awareness yet. So as we're going through this, I'm going to give you an opportunity to visualize, to see what shows up for you. At the same time, if that's not one of your strong suits, you can choose. But if you're going to choose from your heart space, your heart of hearts, that divine connection point, if you would please. What happens here then is you're going to be given the 3 options, and which one resonates with you. Maybe it's not something you would prefer, maybe it's not something you even like, but if you get a ping in your heart space, you're going to pay attention to that. Or if you feel when that word is said or that option is said, you feel peaceful about that, then that might be your choice. Or if when that word is said or that object is described, you might have an alert feeling about that. So pay attention to what your body is telling you, or see what shows up visually for you. So whichever method works best for you is what's going to work for you. There's no wrong way to do the process. Does that make sense? Even a random choice isn't a random choice. Did you know that? So you might want to just allow yourself to be in the moment and see what happens for you. So let's just take a deep breath in and exhale and kind of just center. Bring your awareness into your heart space. You might, if you have already discovered your ascension orb, you might notice that. It's behind the stomach, in front of the spine, and below the diaphragm. It's in the center of your body. It's just spinning and it's keeping you stable. It's this assistance that's divinely given to grant you stability on your journey, your ascension journey. We're all on the path of ascension, trying to get from here to there with higher awareness, clear intent, and sharp focus. So noticing that. Now notice the bottoms of your feet. Take your awareness into the bottoms of your feet. Your awareness can travel anywhere you send it. And if you put your awareness in the bottoms of your feet, you'll notice that at the very center of your soul is a place that is a portal, an opening. And you can open that with your intent. And maybe that opens like the eye of a camera. Maybe it opens like a trap door or a sliding door or a window. Whatever feels right to you, open that. And this is a two-way portal. So energy that is here in your physical form that you don't want to carry anymore can drain out the bottoms of your feet and drain into the core of the earth. It's just energy. You're not hurting the earth. Even empaths, you can let this go. It goes straight to the core of the earth. It's not hurting anything. It's just energy. It may have a negative resonance for you because you have perceived it as such. But as far as the earth is concerned, it's just energy, and you can let it go. At the same time, you can draw energy from the earth to be a stabilizing force, that grounding, that solid sense of being here, being really here. And you can draw that up through the portals of your feet and bring that up into your heart space. So your heart feels stable. Your heart feels strong. Your heart feels here, centered in this physical plane. We are having this physical life. We get to be here. And it's our intent to live this life to the best of our abilities. And so anchoring that earth energy into the heart space centers the heart and gives it power, gives it courage, gives it strength. And notice that your ascension orb is feeding that. and granting even more stability and more strength. Now, from your heart space, bringing your awareness back from your feet to your heart space when we brought the energy in. Now bring that energy, that awareness into your crown chakra, the top of your head. There's an energy portal there, and this one can open like the eye of a camera or a window or a sliding door or a door, however that feels right to you. Allow that portal to open. It's always open, but you can open it more. And what that does is allow a clearer, stronger connection between you and Divine Source. And as you're noticing that connection, you may tap into another portal that's above your head in the ethereal realms that is just right for you today, that may have a color or an energy feel. So maybe it's the energy of copper or gold or silver. Maybe it's a color of blue or green or purple or yellow. Whatever you're experiencing is what is right for you now and may have spiritual significance for you. So just allow yourself to notice, expand your awareness to notice that you can tap into the ethereal realms in this way. And as you touch that energy portal, then energy is activated to flow directly down into your mind. And this energy is healing and clearing and powerful and amplifying. It will amplify your intent to have a joyful life. So let this healing, clearing energy, whatever color or energy texture that you have chosen for yourself, let it touch your mind and let it touch your third eye, which is in the center of your head, and the discernment centers over your eyebrows, your eyes, and your occipital lobes in the back. This is all your circuitry for awareness. Let it touch all of those, and let this energy help you reset your intent for seeing joy, positivity, and grace. Letting more and more of that loving light flowing into your head. Now let it touch your ears, let it touch your mouth and your throat. This is your communication circuit. This will allow you to speak your truth gently with grace. And if nobody's listening, you don't have to say anything. If no one can hear you, you don't have to make them understand you. If they can't, they can't. You can let go of the need to be right and the need to make everybody understand. You can notice that there are people that just aren't going to understand you, and it's okay. At the same time, there's people that are speaking and you don't get it. It doesn't ring true for you. You don't have to take it in. You don't have to let it register within you as truth. You can notice that's their truth, but it's not your truth. And you can notice it and let it go. And release yourself from that habituated pattern of accepting what everybody else says as having to be either right or wrong, or having to have a reaction from you. Just noticing that. Now bringing more and more of that loving light into your shoulders. We carry a ton of energy stuck in our shoulders. Ton of burden. You might want to roll your shoulders, loosen that up a little bit. Energy can't flow when we're all knotted up. So let that stuff go. And by bringing energy in, then that pushes this other energy out. And it just falls out the bottoms of your feet. You can just let it go. You don't have to hang on to it. Your intent is to have a joyful life full of intent and awareness and focus. And this is not part of your focus, and you can just let it go. More and more of the living light flows down into your arms and into your hands. And your hands will start to feel bigger because there's energy here. This blesses your activities. Anything that you do now is worthy work. No matter how mundane, no matter how pitiful you think it must be, it's worthy work. And it brings you blessings and benefit. And if it doesn't bring you blessings and benefit, you get to look at that with this renewed awareness, this expanded heart space, and you get to make a new choice. Now bringing more love and light into your heart space, into your torso, letting this living light of love touch every organ, every system, every tissue, every fiber, every cell, even down into your cells and down into your DNA. Our DNA can change when we apply our awareness. Stress causes the DNA to bunch up. Relaxation allows it to stretch out. And when it's relaxed, it can operate at a higher level. We all want to operate at a higher level, do we not? Now letting more and more loving light flow into your legs, into your feet, and then down into the earth. And you're a conduit of this light. Just let it shine through you. You're just this tube of light, letting it shine through your whole being into the earth, anchoring this particular flavor of loving presence in this physical realm. It feels wonderful to be of service in this way, a conduit of this love. And you don't have to know how it's used or what it's used for. Just know that those that are seeking love in this particular flavor can now find it and can now find their connection more easily. How beautiful is that? Now very, very gently close the bottoms of your feet, however that looks for you. You're still connected up, but close the bottoms of your feet. And this allows you to be a vessel of light. So more and more light flowing into your body, more and more light flowing into the energy field around your body. So you feel expansive in your presence. This physical form can expand its awareness throughout your entire body and into your energy field. We're more aware than we think we are. So noticing all of that. Now let's take a little walk. We're going to take a walk through time and space, and you're going to find yourself at a river stream or a brook, whatever that is for you. So I want you to notice, first thing, is what direction. We're going to get more into what the water is like, but for now, which direction is the water flowing? Is it flowing from left to right or from right to left? And orient yourself so that it is either flowing from left to right or right to left, so that you're observing it flow past you. Can you do that? Wonderful. Now, notice the headwater. So if it's coming from the left to the right, look to your left. It's coming from the right to the left, look to your right. And notice where the water is coming from. Is it coming from a waterfall? Is it coming from a lake or a pond? Or is it coming from an artesian well bubbling up from the earth? Is the water coming from a waterfall, a lake or pond, or an artesian well bubbling up from the earth? Which is the source of this water for you? Notice or choose. And now notice again the water as it's flowing past you. Is it deep or is it shallow? Is the water flowing past you deep or is it shallow? There's no wrong answer, just notice. Also notice, is the water flowing past you, is it wide or is it narrow? Is the water flowing past you, is it wide or is it narrow? This may have spiritual significance. Trust whatever you perceive and whatever you notice. You will now notice a bridge. And this bridge spans the water. Is the bridge a large suspension bridge? Is it an arched footbridge? Or is it a log or plank? Which is it? Which do you see? Which do you perceive? Or which do you choose for yourself? A large suspension bridge, an arched footbridge, or a log or plank? whichever feels right to you or whichever you see. Notice that. Now allow yourself to step onto this bridge and get yourself into the center. And as you're standing into the center of this bridge, turn your back on the headwater so you're facing downstream. And as you're facing downstream, now notice that this really isn't water. It's energy. It's energy flowing. And you have a sense that you can allow yourself to open your heart, open your being, and let all of the stress, all of the trauma, all of the discomfort in your being, you can let it go. And it will flow out of your body in unison with this flow of energy, in this energy stream. So allow yourself to just open and release, letting that energy, the unwanted energy, flow away from you, down into the stream, and you can see it flowing away from you. At the same time, your back is to the headwater. Whatever source it comes from, this headwater now is expanding, and a wave of energy is flowing to you, through you, beyond you. And it's like sweeping even more of this stress, tension, heaviness, weariness, disconcerted feeling, whatever distress, anxiety, whatever you're experiencing that is unwanted in your being, just pushing that on through. It's just moving right through your being, collecting even more of that unwanted energy and moving it beyond you. So the flow is moving past you in waves of energy. So just be with that for a moment and allow a wave of energy to sweep through you, beyond you, and past you. And watch that energy flow away from you. Unwanted, you don't need to carry it anymore. You don't even have to know what it was. May not have been anything that was related to you. Maybe it was something from your ancestors. Maybe it was something that happened to a neighbor and you just heard about it. But it was still registered in your body. This energetic flow is clearing you from all of that. So here comes another wave. And let that wave build and let it sweep through you and wash that clear energy through you, sweeping away any trauma, any distress, any discouragement, any blocked energy, any old habituated pattern, letting it wash away from you so that you're clearer than you've been in a really long time. One more wave of energy now, building up behind you. Let it sweep through you and releasing and clearing and blessing you with this clear, bright energy and sweeping anything unwanted, anything distressing away from you. And you can see that flowing downstream, clear, far away from you. And you no longer have to carry that with you. You no longer have to be aware of it. It no longer has to register in your body. You no longer have a resonance of that in your body, so you won't collect it again. You won't collect the same kind of energy again. There's no need to. Sometimes we re-traumatize ourselves because we're trying to clear, because we're trying to notice the old pain and break it loose. So you don't need to do that to yourself anymore. Now you can be free, really free. So now allow yourself to just close your heart space again and just feel how wonderful that feels to be clear. You're not empty. You're filled with this living light of love and a higher octave than you ever have been before. You feel the resonance higher and greater and stronger than you ever have before. And now it's time for us to return from this place. You can continue on across the bridge for your journey, or you can come back the way you came. Either way is fine. Either way may have significance for you. Just allow yourself to make a decision and journey across the bridge, one way or the other, back to solid ground, back to here and now, back into this time and space, back into your awareness, fully connected into your physical form. You might want to take a deep breath in. Exhale. Oh, doesn't that feel wonderful? Might want to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Welcome back. Regrounded into this physical form. Bringing your attention back into your ascension orb. Having a sense of its ability to swirl and turn and create this gyroscopic effect where you are upright and strong at all times. Doesn't that feel lovely? So, Mr. Phil, if you would join me back at the ranch, please, sir. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll do our communion, and then I'll chat with you about the interpretation of that guided meditation. There you are. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, he says.
Look at that.
I actually remembered.
Wow. What is that?
Communion.
Okay. Sustenance.
Sustenance. Spiritual sustenance. And that's what it is, truly. So there's a little wafer of bread, and it symbolizes the body of Jesus. It symbolizes...
I like doing that.
Yeah, I like doing a lot of weird things. It symbolizes the physical experience Jesus had. We're having a spiritual experience, and we're following the same journey that he's on, that ascension path. He opened a gate for us. He opened the door for us. And now our awareness can expand, and our journey can be fulfilled. So let's have a little prayer, shall we? Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this into our physical form, anchor the spiritual truths of our value, of our grace, of your connection with us. Anchor that in our awareness. These things we ask in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Our stuff is really bad. Gluten-free is really bad. Well, not all gluten-free stuff is, but that one was. Join me. This is representative of Jesus' blood. He gave his lifeblood for us. The symbolism of that isn't about shame and it's your fault. And no. This is about putting your whole heart into something. Your lifeblood, giving it everything you've got. And that's what we're doing. That's what living is about. It's not that living survival mode. It's about thriving.
Day to day.
And it's about doing the best that we can and knowing that that is enough. Join us in prayer. Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life. All of it. Help us to drink it in with a new perspective of joy. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
May it be so.
Yeah, it's kind of like spending the day weeding in the garden. And you sit back at the end of the day.
So that'd be the Garden of Eden?
Be the Garden of Eden. And you sit back at the end of the day and you go, this has been a good day.
Yeah.
Good day.
Weeding isn't necessarily
Look at
fun.
all the stuff I got done.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So if you'll mosey back. We wanted to thank all those people who've been donating.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Really, thank you very much.
It's much appreciated. It's keeping us going, keeping the
building
church
going and everything else. And
yeah. So thank you for your kindness. Thank you for supporting us in that way. It's much appreciated.
Because, I mean, we really are a church and have been for, I don't know, maybe almost 23 years.
Almost 23 years. Wow.
Wow. We look much younger. I had hair. I didn't wear glasses. Of course, I'm better looking now, so it's okay.
You know, when you got an ego. Nothing wrong with the ego. Nothing wrong with the ego. It's when the ego owns us. That's when it's a problem. All right, Mr. Phil, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm calling. If you have a question about your guided meditation, I'm going to walk through.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to walk through some definitions.
Okay.
And then afterwards, if there's anybody that has a question, then we can answer that.
Why don't you walk through the definitions, and then afterwards I'll pay attention to the questions.
Oh, great idea, honey.
Thank you. I heard it somewhere. Sounded like a good idea.
Okay. Do I need to hang up on you now and call you later?
Maybe.
Okay. Just hang up. Okay, so if your water was flowing from the left to the right, the spiritual significance of this. Oh, first of all, I wanted to ask you something. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but as you were doing this journey, there may have been a specific situation come to mind that was in your intent. And notice that the symbolic representations could have information for you about that. If it didn't happen, if you didn't have something automatically come to you, right now choose something that you're working on, a challenge or just some activity you'd like to do, and focus on that for a moment. Put that in your expanded awareness, your higher mind. Allow your intent to choose to be aware of it, and then allow your focus to notice if any of this applies, and if so, how it could guide you in that situation. All right? Just be with that. So if your energy stream water flowed from the left to the right, I cannot read. Oh, this is asking you, or is giving you the ability to strengthen yourself. So this is strengthening energy. If it flows from the right to the left, this is new energy coming in. So left to right, this is strengthening and empowering energy. So maybe you felt drained, or you haven't felt like you had the oomph to do what you needed to do or wanted to do. So this is the energy is building energy for you. If it's flowing from right to left, this is new energy coming in. This is new insights, new inspiration, that sort of thing. If your water, the head water, if it came from a waterfall, this is granting you access to spiritual power. This is granting you access to spiritual insights. So allow yourself to receive that. This is giving you permission, and you can give yourself the ability to recognize that you can receive that information. If your water came from a lake or a pond, this is asking you to access friends. Get help. You're not alone. This is not about you doing your thing. This is about you get to have help. You get to have support. You get to have encouragement. So seek that out. It's okay to do that. Allow yourself to tap into that. You have access to that. If this was an artesian well bubbling up from the earth, this is allowing you access to courage from within. So we have courage that's bubbling up to the surface so you can have the ability to do what you came here to do. Make sense? If the flow of your water was deep, then this is letting you know that new information is coming to you and new choices, perhaps. Choices. So if the water was deep, this is new information and new choices coming your way. If the water is shallow, this is reminding you or letting you know that it's okay to stay the course. You're doing what you got to do. Just keep on keeping on. All right? If the water was wide, this is asking you to seek guidance. Ask for help, seek guidance. And this guidance can come from books that you've read in the past or new books that are coming into your awareness. It could come from friends, insights of friends. It could come from spiritual, prayerful insights. So ask for help. Ask for guidance. Seek that guidance. If it was narrow, this is asking you to trust your own intuition, trust your own ring true. That ring true coming from that heart of hearts that knows. Not your brain that tries to overanalyze things. Get your heart of heart online and then tap into your higher awareness, and then together those can guide you effortlessly. Now, if your bridge was a large suspension bridge, this is asking you to give and receive support and encouragement. So maybe your path may be solitary, or maybe this is all about you getting insights so far. But this is now, if you had the suspension bridge, this is asking you to share what you have, share what you know. Be an encouragement. Share that support. If you found an arched footbridge, this is asking you to take time to notice, savor this moment, take time for yourself. This is about the here and now. And the here and now is ever changing, ever evolving, but it's asking for that present awareness, present time awareness, and being aware of the timing and time. If you had a log or a plank, this is asking you to find some balance in your world. Taking time to balance, but being in balance. There's things to do and there's things to rest about. And there's things that it's time to think about, and then there's things to respond to. So have balance in all of that. Nothing is wrong. Just take everything in this balance cycle. Does that make sense? One of the church songs is When We Learn to Walk in Balance. That it's a powerful way to be. Because then we're not stuck in it's got to be a certain way. We have balance. We can go with the flow when things shift. When you allowed the sweeping energy to wash through you, what was the energy that was primary for you in that? Was it peace? Did you receive calm? Did you receive a vibrancy, a more alive alertness, enthusiasm perhaps, lightheartedness perhaps, joy, abundance, grace, courage? Just notice that whatever you experienced in that moment is the signature energy you're going to carry with you for a while. Keep that in your intent. Keep your focus on that, and your expanded awareness will bring you opportunities for more of that. So, if you cross the bridge, this is asking you to go for it. You're ready to move on. You're ready to take the next step. If you walked back across the bridge the way you came, this is asking you to bring this energy with you back into your physical plane, because there's others that are needing to experience this energy. And you're an anchor point now for that energy. So there may be others that you know in your circle of influence that are still caught up in trauma, drama, and the energy that you bring back with you, whatever that essence of that energy was, is vital for you to anchor into this time and space, because you're going to be emanating that now. And this is going to be a huge blessing. So is there any questions or comments about that journey? Now I'm going to connect in with Mr. Phil. And he can share with me any comments or questions you have.
Second.
Okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm out of time.
I went ahead and updated to make sure I could get anything in that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have Mark from Clarkston.
Oh, hi.
Yes. Well, Rochelle said her screen froze. She missed the interpretations, particularly the part about if you choose to go over the bridge.
Okay. So if you choose to go over the bridge, go for it. Whatever was in your intent, whatever your focus was about this, you're clear to go. This cleared a bunch of stuff, and you're ready to go on to the next thing, the next right thing, whatever you're led to do feel free to go. Feel free to do it. Okay? Any other questions?
Sandy asked, what was the waterfall?
What was the waterfall? Let me look. The waterfall is access to spiritual power and insights right now. You're increasing they are spirit, divine source is increasing your access to spiritual power and spiritual insights now. Cool, huh? Anything else?
Oh, Joe said, thank you. Faye said, was so fine.
Oh, good.
My flow allowed tension and pain to leave my shoulder.
Wonderful, yes. Because sometimes the physical pain is actually energetic resonance of crud that's registered in our body.
Ooh, ick.
Yeah, it is. So this process, feel free to do this process again. Standing on the bridge and just letting that energy flow past. Oh, that was just wonderful, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. Getting clear. Anything else?
Nope, not yet.
All right, so I guess we'll just wrap that up. And we're about out of time anyway. Thank you all for tuning in. What a blessing this has been. Here comes Mr. Phil.
Wait,
there's more.
Wait.
You have your ratty sweatshirt on.
bye.
Energy circle. Left hand up. Right hand down. There we go. So you have this beautiful fresh energy that has just been washing through you. Allow that to go out your left hand and draw it into your right hand. If there's somebody with you and you're sharing energy, this is the giving and receiving of energy. If it's just you, you can let it cycle through and it builds. The energy will build even more. So allow that to amplify and build. Now there may be someone in your circle of influence that could use healing or comfort or encouragement. I know Jackie is just getting home from the hospital today, I think. So anyway, hold whoever that might be in your heart, in your mind, in your awareness for just a moment. Have your intent that they share in this energy and have your focus on sending and receiving energy through your hands. And they'll share in this energy with us. So just be with that for just a moment. Deep breath in and exhale. We don't want any psychic backwash. So fresh, bright energy in from that higher source. Sending it left, receiving from the right, letting it build. Both hands up, collecting all the energy you would like to take with you. Bring it into your heart space. We will see you Wednesday. Wisdoms. May your life be a prayer. God bless.
Y'all have a good day now. Here.
You betcha.